Respect is not given once and kept forever. It is tested daily in the small moments nobody talks about, in the text she sends at midnight to see if you are still available, in the tone she uses when she is comfortable, in the way she pushes just slightly, just enough, to see if the man she fell for is still standing or if he has quietly become someone she can manage. Most men pass the first test and fail the slow ones. They set boundaries early and abandon them gradually. They mistake her comfort for her respect. They are not the same thing. Comfort is what she feels around furniture. Respect is what she feels around a man who refuses to shrink. These are the 7 boundaries that keep that man alive in you, permanently, powerfully, and without apology. Boundary 1. Never let comfort become complacency. The most dangerous phase of any relationship is not the beginning, it is the middle, when things are good. When she is happy, when the tension that built attraction has been replaced by routine, that is when most men quietly stop doing the things that earned respect in the first place. They stop leading, stop holding standards, stop being the man she had to rise to meet. They confuse her relaxation with satisfaction. But a woman who is truly satisfied with a man is not relaxed around him. She is inspired by him. Keep your standards when everything is comfortable. Keep your direction when life is good. Keep being the man she met, because the moment you stop, he notices before you do. And what she notices, she eventually acts on. Boundary 2. Never apologize for your standards. Most men shrink their standards to fit the woman they want to keep. They lower expectations quietly, telling themselves it is compromise when it is actually surrender. A standard is not a demand, it is a declaration of self-respect. When you apologize for what you require, when you make your values negotiable, you tell her that everything about you is negotiable, and a negotiable man is not a man she can trust with her deepest respect. Hold your standards without explanation, without apology, without the need for her to understand or agree. The right woman will not ask you to lower them. She will rise to meet them, and the woman who cannot is telling you something more important than anything she could say with words. Boundary 3. Control what you allow in your space. Your environment is an extension of your standard. The people you allow close, the conversations you tolerate, the energy you permit in your presence. Every man who commands deep respect is ruthless about this, not out of arrogance but out of self-awareness. He knows that what surrounds him shapes him, and he refuses to be shaped by chaos, negativity, or people who drain more than they add. This applies to her too. Drama she brings, moods she projects, chaos she creates. If it disrupts your peace consistently, it loses access consistently. Not with anger, not with lectures, with quiet, firm, unmovable boundary. Your space is sacred. Protect it, like everything you are building depends on it, because it does. Boundary 4. Never chase what walks away. When she pulls back, and she will, your instinct will be to move toward her, to ask what is wrong, to fix the distance with words, effort, and reassurance. Resist it completely. Chasing distance is the fastest way to confirm her worst suspicion, that without her attention you are lost. A man who chases teaches her that disappearing is power, and once she learns that lesson, she will use it forever. When she pulls back, you pull back further, not out of games, but out of genuine self-sufficiency. You have a life, a purpose, a direction that does not pause for anyone's test. When she returns, and she will, she returns to a man who was unmoved, and that stillness will command more respect than anything you could have said in the silence. Boundary 5. Let your actions correct what your words never could. Most men over-communicate. When disrespected, they explain how they feel. When crossed, they outline why it was wrong. When testing happens, they respond with paragraphs. But words without consequence are just noise, and she learns very quickly whether your words carry weight or simply fill space. Stop explaining, start responding, not with anger, not with punishment, with calm, deliberate action that makes the consequence of disrespect undeniable. Leave the room, end the conversation, change your availability, reduce your investment. Let the shift in your behavior communicate what your words never could, that this man means what he says, every single time, without repetition, without reminders, once. That is the standard of a man who respects himself too deeply to negotiate his own dignity. Boundary 6. Protect your purpose above everything. A man without purpose is a man without power. And a man without power, regardless of how much he loves her, cannot hold a woman's deepest respect. Because respect is not just about how you treat her. It is about how you treat yourself, your ambitions, your mission, your non-negotiable commitment to becoming who you were meant to be. The moment she becomes more important than your purpose, the moment you cancel, shrink, or delay your growth for her comfort, you lose something in her eyes that is very difficult to recover. Not because she is selfish, but because she needs to know you are going somewhere, that you have direction she cannot redirect. Protect your purpose, wake up every morning, and serve it first. A man on a mission is the most attractive and most respected thing a woman can witness.
Boundary 7. Walk away from anything that costs you your self-respect. This is the final boundary and the most important one, because all 6 boundaries before it collapse without this foundation. Self-respect is not pride. It is not stubbornness. It is the quiet, unshakable knowledge that you have a value that no relationship, no woman, and no moment of loneliness can make you negotiate away. When something costs you your self-respect, when staying requires you to become less than who you are, you leave. Not dramatically, not with speeches or ultimatums, you simply go. Because a man who stays at any cost has already paid the highest price. And a man who walks away from what diminishes him is a man who can never be controlled. That freedom, that absolute refusal to trade your dignity for connection, is the most powerful boundary a man can ever set. And the moment she feels it, she understands something no words could teach her. This man will never be owned, and everything she feels for him deepens because of it. When you live by these 7 boundaries, something permanent happens. She stops testing because she already knows the answer. She stops pushing because she already knows where you stand. She stops wondering if you are still the man she respected, because that man shows up every single day without announcement or performance. Respect stops being something you earn and becomes something you simply are. You don't demand it. You don't remind her of it. You don't chase it when it wavers. You embody it so completely that its presence is inevitable and its absence is impossible. You were never meant to beg for respect. You were meant to become a man so anchored in his own value that respect is the only natural response. If this hits something real in you, comment, "I choose respect," and refuse to go back to the version of you that accepted less. This isn't motivation, it's a standard. Set it, keep it, never apologize for it.